Hello, my name is Arjun, and this video is about some of the top innovations that changed the world. The first item I put on my list is controlled fire. Controlled fire enabled a lot of key activities such as cooking, heating, as well as illumination during the nighttime. I think without controlled fire, humans would never have moved beyond a hunter-gatherer lifestyle. On a similar note, the second item on my list is beer. And the key thing about beer is that there's a lot of archaeological evidence to suggest that the first agricultural activity in Mesopotamia was motivated by growing barley for beer. If we had never made this stepping stone, we would have never transitioned from a hunter-gatherer lifestyle to civilization. Also, beer was the safest drink at the time because it was boiled during the production process and eliminated all bacteria. Additionally, the alcohol content prevented bacterial infections from poisoning the drinker. The next item on my list is written scripts. Written scripts dramatically improved the effectiveness of communication and allowed communication to scale. Without written scripts, people wouldn't have had the ability to share ideas as effectively as they do today. Fourth on my list is antibiotics. Before antibiotics, bacterial infections were a major cause of death and human suffering. Thanks to antibiotics, lifespan as well as quality of life has dramatically gone up. The fifth item on my list is electricity, and all of the remaining items on my list depend on electricity to function. It is hard to imagine our lifestyles today without electricity. It is essential to almost all of our key activities. Number 6 is the electrical fixation of nitrogen to produce fertilizer. Before this was invented, the world was running out of usable fertilizer and could not develop an agricultural system that could sustain the large population that we have today. 7 is wireless communication. Wireless communication dramatically improved the effectiveness of communication and enabled us to communicate in ways that we never would have been able to before. Space exploration is one example of wireless communication being used to enable new technologies to become possible. Number 8 is the personal computer. And what's important about the personal computer is that it empowered the user in ways that people didn't even think were previously possible. And there's a constantly evolving set of software tools that we're able to use on our PCs that make us more productive and effective as citizens, innovators, and such. The 9th item on my list is the internet. And once again, this invention has to do with revolutionizing how people communicated. And there are a lot of new interesting technologies that are constantly being built that are built upon the framework of the internet. And the last item I put on my list is photovoltaics. And the reason I put this item on the list is because I think it is safe to say that if humanity is going to continue the path that we have today, it is going to be absolutely essential that we find some renewable energy source that can scale to meet all of our needs, because we know that fossil fuels will one day run out. And I think photovoltaics are one of the most promising options that we have in this space. They have been improving in efficiency on a pretty regular year-over-year basis for the past several decades. And I think there's a lot of future improvement and cost reduction that we're going to see in this industry. All right, thanks for watching and see you next week.